All right, today we're going to be detectives. We're diving into a real-life scientific mystery, the case of the missing positive charge. We're on the hunt for a fundamental piece of our universe, and its discovery completely changed how we see everything.
So here's the puzzle that was driving scientists crazy at the turn of the 20th century. They knew atoms had these little negative particles, electrons, buzzing around inside them. But atoms themselves, totally neutral. So basic logic tells you there has to be some positive charge in there to cancel out the negative. The big question was, where was it hiding?
To really crack this case, we've got to jump back in time to the moment the whole mystery began. This is the story of the atom's missing piece. You have to remember, for literally centuries, everyone thought the atom was the smallest thing possible, a solid, unbreakable sphere. But then, boom, 1897, J.J. Thomson discovers the electron, and suddenly, the atom has parts. It can be broken down. This was a massive revelation that created a brand new puzzle.
And just like that, the whole picture changed. The old, simple idea of the atom was out the window. Think about it. If you can pull a negative electron out of a neutral atom, whatever is left over has to be positive. But what was that positive stuff? Was it another particle, or just some kind of positive goo spread throughout the atom? Nobody had a clue.
Now here's a fun little twist in our story. The very first clue had actually popped up more than 10 years earlier. Let's dig into some mysterious glowing rays found by a scientist named Eugen Goldstein. So way back in 1886, Goldstein was playing around with these things called discharge tubes and noticed these weird rays he dubbed canal rays. They were just a scientific curiosity at the time, but after Thomson found the electron, he and others thought, hey, wait a minute, maybe those strange rays are the key to finding that missing positive charge.
And they were totally right. These canal rays were, in fact, streams of positively charged particles. Basically, as electrons shot through the gas in the tube, they'd smash into gas atoms and knock other electrons off. What's left behind is a positively charged atom, an ion, that then zooms off in the opposite direction. This was the first real physical evidence of a positive part of the atom.
But, and this is a big but, when Thomson started measuring these positive particles, he found something really weird. Unlike the electron, which was always the same, these particles were different. Their mass changed depending on what gas he put in the tube. This was a huge clue. It meant the positive charge wasn't some universal thing like the electron. And get this, the absolute lightest one came from hydrogen gas, the simplest atom there is. So, the clues were there, but the picture was still fuzzy. What the case needed was a smoking gun. One single brilliant experiment that would just blow the whole thing wide open. And that brings us to Ernest Rutherford and his big, big surprise. Okay, so picture this setup. It's so clever in its simplicity. Rutherford's team basically shot these tiny, positive bullets called alpha particles at a piece of gold foil that was unbelievably thin. At the time, they figured the atom was mostly soft, squishy stuff, so they predicted the particles would just zip right through. But that is not what happened, not even close. And I just love this quote from Rutherford himself, because it perfectly captures the absolute shock of it all. Can you imagine that? Firing a massive cannonball at a piece of paper and having it bounce right back at you. It was impossible. It made no sense. And it meant that their entire understanding of the atom was completely wrong. Rutherford thought it through and realized there was only one possible explanation. The only way for a fast-moving, positive alpha particle to get deflected, or worse, bounce straight back, was if it hit something else that was also positive and was incredibly dense and massive. He concluded that all the positive charge in an atom must be crammed into a ridiculously small, heavy core he called the nucleus.
Okay, so Rutherford found the hideout. The positive charge was locked away in this tiny nucleus. But the case wasn't closed yet. Now they had to actually identify the culprit. What was this fundamental positive particle?
So, a few years later in 1919, Rutherford set up another genius experiment. This time, he was thinking, okay, I found the nucleus. Now, what if I tried to smash a piece off of it? So he started firing his alpha particle bullets into a container full of nitrogen gas.
And you know what? It worked. The collisions literally chipped a particle clean out of the nitrogen nucleus. And when they identified that particle, what was it? It was the nucleus of a hydrogen atom. The exact same light, positive particle Thomson had seen years before. Boom, the suspect was officially unmasked.
Rutherford gave our particle its official name, the proton, which comes from the Greek word protos, meaning first. And that is so perfect, right? Because he had just proved that this thing, the hydrogen nucleus, was the first fundamental building block of all the other heavier elements.
So here's the family portrait of the atom as they now understood it. You've got the super light negative electron orbiting on the outside. And now you have the heavy positive proton locked inside that tiny nucleus. And look at the mass difference. It's just wild. The proton has the same amount of charge as the electron, just positive, but it's over 1,800 times more massive.
Look, this was so much bigger than just finding another particle. This discovery completely redrew our map of reality. It opened up a whole new universe hiding inside every single atom.
So that old plum pudding model with electrons just kind of dotted in a positive soup? Yeah, that went straight into the garbage. In its place was the new nuclear model, a tiny, dense, positive nucleus, right at the heart of what was, amazingly, mostly empty space, with electrons orbiting way, way out there.
So why is this such a big deal? Well, this discovery is the bedrock of modern chemistry and physics. It gave us the atom as we know it today. It proved that all the elements are built from simpler parts. And by discovering the nucleus, it literally kicked off the entire field of nuclear physics, nuclear power, nuclear medicine, the whole shebang.
And so the case of the missing positive charge was solved. But you know how it goes in science. Every answer just leads to a new, bigger question. See, scientists quickly realized the nucleus was much heavier than just its protons could account for. The atom's charge was balanced, but its weight was all wrong, which meant something else had to be hiding in the nucleus too. But what?